Not really. I mean, again, that's a very good basketball team over there, and we played extremely hard tonight. Played with a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Just had one bad spill, and that was the third quarter. You know, at halftime, I told our guys they were going to ramp it up. You know, so you got to be ready. You got to ramp it up as well, and they did. They came out. They were much more aggressive defensively. Took us out of our offense a little bit more. Got us on our heels, and that I think was the difference in the game.
Does it give you a sense of where you kind of measure up with a team of that caliber?
I don't know. Again, you know, the main focus for us is to keep trying to get better on the defensive end especially. And I think we've done that over the last 5 or 6 games, you know. So we want to keep that focus and keep that mentality and then, you know, really feel that everything to come together. But, you know, again, that team has been together for a while. We haven't, you know, so it's still going to take time.
Probably your top 5 or 6 guys on offense struggled just with field goal percentage tonight. Memphis D, missing shots. How has that been the last couple of games when the defense has been better? I
think it's a little bit of both. And you got to give them credit because they are one of the top defensive teams in the league. You know, they really are. And they do a great job of making it very tough on you. They get through screens. You know, they just don't die on anything. They don't give up. You know, they just keep coming at you. So, and I think they've gotten a reputation around the league as being an aggressive physical team. You know, so they're able to grab and hold sometimes, you know, where a lot of teams can't. But they are a very, very good defensive team, and you just got to give them credit.
Was Kobe looking for his shot less early on, or was he just not getting open?
I think he was just letting the offense just work. You know, and guys were, you know, we got off to a really good start, you know, the first half. So, you know, I didn't think he felt that he really had to do much. You know, just try to be a facilitator as much as possible. When he had his shots, he'd take it. He still was aggressive. He was able to get to the free throw line, you know. So, you know, I thought he did a good job of picking and choosing.
That seemed like probably an extreme example. He didn't take a shot until like 3 minutes left in the first half. But is there a balance somewhere between the number of shots he has been taking even early in games and that facilitator role that maybe would help you get a little?
You know what? I think a lot of it just kind of depends on how people are guarding and how teams are guarding. You know, sometimes they load up, sometimes they don't. You know, sometimes they come hard at him, sometimes they don't. So I think he does a good job of reading the situation. You know, sometimes, you know, he can be overly aggressive as far as, you know, really trying to attack people. But for the most part, he does a good job of finding out what they're going to do and try to counter it.
Byron, when your team goes through offensive droughts, like it did late in the game, what can they do to compensate?
Get stops on the defensive end. Really, I mean, you just got to kind of put your, hang your hat on your defense then, you know, and just think that the shots are going to start to fall for you, you know, because we've gone through these droughts before, you know, during the season, and we probably will continue to go through some. But, you know, the thing that I like right now is the fact that we keep competing and our defense has gotten better, so it keeps us in the game. We get a chance, you know, somewhere during the game at the end, the last 2 or 3 minutes, where we still have a chance to win.
You got Kobe a couple extra minutes of rest at the end of the first and third, like you said you might. How did you think that went in, you know, his legs versus just how things were being executed?
I thought it went pretty well. You know, again, that's just a work in progress and something that we're just going to keep tinkering with until, you know, he feels that his legs are strong enough to continue to play the way he's capable of playing. But I thought tonight, you know, just talking to him and said, look, I'm going to change it up a little bit, see if I can steal a couple of minutes for you here and there. I thought it worked pretty good tonight.